Hey, welcome back. My name is Amelia, and I'm going to be sharing my screen once again, and I'm going to be showing you how to use the books and resources for the CARE PowerPoint, for the CARE Emotional Releasing. So here we go. My name is Amelia Lasky. I'm a certified CARE instructor. I'm a supervising instructor as well, so I help people get through the process of the CARE certification, which is for the Center for Aromatherapy Research and Education. Today we're going to be working through how to do a self-releasing protocol for your body and to give yourself the opportunity to use the resources that you've already purchased and the materials that you've been given in class to self-release. So if everyone could go ahead and grab, excuse me, your notes. I'm going to go ahead and open my notes. Here's the presentation, and then as I'm processing through this a little bit, I'm going to get my notes up here. Where are those notes? I just had them. Okay, cool. All right. So we've already gone through the first portion, which is why these oils work. Now we have the oils that have on hand, which is what we did at the end. And then we're going to go to these reference materials. So in the top corner, you can see my face, and I'm going to briefly describe a few of these materials to have and what to do with them, okay? So first of all, you'll have your little notebook, which is the notes that I have up here right now. We're on the page that talks about the selected resources, and that is going to go into detail on which books that you need to have. The only ones you really need to have to become a certified CARE instructor or to go through the process for your classes is the Feelings Buried Alive, Heal Your Body, Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils, and then a desk reference as well. So as you go through these, if you become a CARE instructor, you will have to get A More Excellent Way by Henry Wright, and you will have to get the Emotional Release DVD by David Stewart as well. Molecules of Emotion by Candace Kurt is a really great book. It gives a scientific basis for emotional release and cellular memory. It's an excellent resource for professionals, yet easily read by those without a background in biology or chemistry. It's a really anecdotal story about how she uses her emotions to help her process what's going on in her life and her biology and chemistry background to understand it all. So it's kind of cool. Further, you're going to need these books here, okay? So look up in the little corner. You can see me there. Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I have to type. Okay, sorry about that. My doula client. Yes, I wear many hats if you wondered. Okay, and then you'll need to have Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die by Carol Trueman. And then the last but not least, this is called the Blue Book. A lot of people just refer to it as the Blue Book. And it's Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils by Dr. Carolyn Mine. This one goes into a lot more detail about other processes on how to release. Primarily, you'll want to get this so that you can totally have access to how you work through emotions on yourself. Even if you didn't know certain things about essential oils, like if you had you cannot stand the smell of white angelica, you could go in this book and look up what emotions connected to white angelica, like crisis or disharmony or greed or loneliness or pathetic or feeling rejected. Those are all emotions that might be stirring in you when you use an essential oil. So this Blue Book is really like the top book that I can recommend with getting for essential oil usage with emotions. Okay, getting started. As we go through the sheets, all of the books are available at www.raindroptraining.com, and you can also find them from their publishers, and you can go to Amazon and find them as well. Okay, so The theory and philosophy behind this is that the body holds emotional patterns regardless of conscious awareness. So we're not going to say, I'm angry, I'm just going to store this in my liver. I'm upset, I'm going to store this in my cheekbone. You know, we don't do that type of thing. The body consciously, subconsciously does this on its own. Since the body never lies, it holds blocked energy. It's a really good indicator of unresolved emotional issues. So when we take it upon ourselves to heal and resolve these blocked issues and stored emotions, we are literally working as an internal process, and we're doing this for ourselves. It's only for us. It's not for anyone else. It's for us. So you have to be really into it to do it. Self-releasing is a completely internal process. It's unseen by outsiders, and it's a mental, spiritual, physical process that you can do in private or with a partner or in a group. We had a really great group setting recently, and it was so profoundly opening for all the people that were there witnessing what was happening, because the person was releasing. She shared a bit of her story, and then it triggered other people to feel okay and open to also releasing. It was very, very wonderful. A lot of people now can understand that maybe something feels off. Maybe they have an ache and pain in their body, and they go to the Louise Hay book, and then they can mentally kind of understand, wow, I did block myself there. Something happened. I chose to believe that thought pattern, and then I started to have issues. Maybe your knee was starting to hurt, or maybe something else came about. So it's really, it's vital to just be super open to the ability to heal and available to yourself with these resources. Most diseases, especially the mental and spiritual diseases, are a result from separation from our truth or God's word, which in turn separates us from God's love and the love of self. In order to change negative emotional patterns, there must be a willingness to change the words or direction we give our subconscious. That's why we use these new thought patterns. We have emotions, and they are stored in our cellular memory, and these resides in the organs or regions of the body that have corresponding vibrational frequency, which Carolyn Mind, DC, refers to as alarm points. So every time I refer to an alarm point, you're going to be remembering to go in this book, okay? She has the alarm points in this book, and the alarm points are all pointed out in charts. So once you know what oils you need, you can go to a chart and figure out where to put it. And it'll tell you which charts to go to by looking up the oil itself, okay? So it'll say chart D or H, okay? So that's how that works in here. The limbic system, which is the emotional center of your brain, which is by the amygdala, this is where the emotion, the limbic system is where it stores and releases emotional trauma in the body. And the cool thing about the limbic system, it's the only tissue that's part of our brain that's also connected to a very, very strong sensory system. So all the other things, all the sensory, the sight, the smell, the sight, the taste, the hearing, the touching, all of that has to be processed. Whereas when you smell something, it goes straight to your brain, and it's an emotional response before it is a physical response, okay? So before it's actually a thoughtful response. You don't have any time to process it. It just goes and you feel it. In order to change these emotional blockages in the body can be cleared by accessing the alarm points and the limbic system. So not only do you put it somewhere on your body, maybe part of your face or on your nose, but you also smell it, and then you begin to say your affirmations. So you're really, really pulling multiple modalities here. The emotional blockages in the body can be cleared by assessing the alarm points in the limbic system, applying those therapeutic grade oils on the corresponding alarm points, and smelling the oil. The nose is the direct conduit to the limbic system, will assist in releasing the negative patterns from the cellular memory. According to Carolyn Mind, PhD, 70% of the bodies need to shift before a new direction becomes a reality. This explains why it takes more than a conscious awareness for a pattern to shift. Repeating the new positive thought pattern will ensure that the cells get the message. So in here, when you look up an emotion, so maybe my emotion is that I am very indecisive, okay? The opposite of being indecisive is focus or focused, okay? So my new affirmation can be, I am focused. I am focused. I am focused. Then I get another statement here, the way out, how to get out of that, how to shift your mindset is to say, I have clarity. I am focused. I have clarity. You use the oil, peace, and calming, and you put it on your higher will at the C3 point. So I'm going to go look in my chart and find out where that is, because I've not done that one before. Higher will at C3. Okay, so it looks like, B and F. Let me find it. Higher will. Okay, yeah. So it's like the sternocleidomastoid is right along here, and then right behind that is where you're going to put it, directly underneath the ear. Okay, and C3 is this vertebrae, cervical vertebrae number 3. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3 down, and then to the side. Super cool. So if I'm feeling indecisive, I know I can say I am focused, I have clarity, and I smell the oil, and I put it on the spot, okay? And I can do that as many times as I need to during the day to be able to get out of that negative mindset, out of that indecisiveness. A lot of times we hold ourselves back by just knowing what we need to do and not being willing to do it. So that's a really great one to focus on. And maybe I've turned to that for my own self-help. Okay, so keeping on. Okay. So using the self-releasing process, we want to be able to use a script. Maybe it's a self-made script, or possibly you're going to use your own affirmations. Some people don't like saying the script. Carol Trueman creates a script in her book here, and it's pretty interesting. She definitely has a lot to say, but some people aren't comfortable with saying all the things in there. And so I definitely work better. I work better when I do not say it as a script. I just say positive affirmations. But to say it out loud gives it power. So you might want to say the script one time and then create those affirmations for yourself so that you can take them with you on a little Post-it card, keep the oil with you, know where to put it, and do that multiple times throughout the day. So maybe you do the script one time to give yourself that power and to know how to change, and then you do the affirmations throughout the day or for the week or for the month, however long it takes you to shift all that. So how do we do it, okay? Well, the first thing that we want to do is we want to pick an emotion. So the script on page 11 is a self-releasing dialogue tool, so we just talked about that. This script is very similar to the phenols, sesquiterpenes, and monoterpenes in Raindrop. So when you say things that scrub your cellular receptor sites, by using this script, you're basically cleansing your receptor sites by seeking out, analyzing, and resolving our thoughts and feelings. Then we want to deprogram. We want to get rid of that false information by eliminating all cellular distortions by forgiving ourselves and others. And then we're going to go through the monoterpenes, the verbal monoterpenes, by restoring the memory of perfection in every aspect of our being with God's light and truth. So although the script works well on its own merit, applying these oils during the process enhances the technique. Okay, so I'm rolling through. This is the whole script right here. It has this portion right in number 5. I choose being focused. I feel focused. I am clear in my thought pattern. It is done. It is healed. It is accomplished now. These are all parts of the script, and you can make it whatever it is that you want it to be. Then you say thank you, of course. Okay, so here's an example. We can go through and look at migraines, but what I'm going to look at, we're going to go through, let's just pick out migraines. We're not going to look through the A More Excellent Way because most people don't have that book and they're not going to choose to use that book. So we're just going to go through the A More Excellent Way, the Feelings Buried Alive and Heal Your Body. So in Feelings Buried Alive, we're going to put FBA. We're going to look up the word. migraine. We're gonna look up the symptom. Okay, we're gonna look up migraine. Oh, it's all backwards. Oops, sorry about that. So what I do is, that's the wrong book. Feelings Buried Alive, I look up migraine. And this one has emotions and physical issues. So once you find migraines, I always get distracted because it's such a good book. Migraine, headaches, unable to flow easily with life, okay? So in Feelings Buried Alive, it says wanting to control, not wanting to flow, dislike being pushed, inability to handle pressure or stress for long periods, pushing to control, wants to control, okay? So that one's a lot about control. So I'm gonna write control under Feelings Buried Alive, okay? I know it's backwards, but I'm showing you what I'm writing, okay? Then I'm gonna go into, in this book, this Feelings Buried Alive is very emotional based. Now, Heal Your Body is very mental based. If you're one of those people that get caught up in your head a lot, this book is for you. So we're gonna look at migraines again. Okay, migraine headaches, dislike of being driven, resisting the flow of life, and it can be related to sexual fears, okay? So I'm gonna put in Heal Your Body, migraine, and this one is resisting flow, okay? So now I have the emotional side. I took a physical issue, I found out the emotional possible cause, and now because I have the emotion, I get to go to the blue book and figure out what the emotion could be related to and what oil to use and where to put it, and also a few few things. So I'm going to go look up control first. Okay, control. The other side is balance. So the opposite of control is balance. When I want to have my way out, my shifting of my consciousness, I'm going to say, I am content and I am blessed. Again, we're going to use the oil Peace and Calming. We're going to put it on our stomach alarm point, and I can find that on chart C. So I'm going to go back to chart C. And the stomach is on the sternum. So I would apply the Peace and Calming right here. I would smell the oil, and I would say, I am content, I am balanced. I am content, I am balanced. And I would keep applying it, keep smelling it. And I would sit there and I would focus in on that. So then we also have the other one that might really connect with some people. So there's multiple things that you can look up, and there's multiple answers. So if one jives with you more than the other, then you want to go with that one. So if your migraine headaches don't connect to you wanting to control things, it might be because of resistance. So let's go look up resistance. So resistance, the opposite, the other side is called openness. The way out, or the affirmation, is I welcome change. The oil is surrender. You put it on the amygdala, and that's on chart A. Okay. The amygdala is right here. So I would apply it right across the forehead. And there's a dotted line there, and that means that you move back and forth with that one. The other one, it was just a straight line, and that means you just put the whole thing right there. You don't move it, okay? So that's how you use that chart. So this part is really personal. It's yourself. It's to be done together with other people doing this portion of the class, or it's to be done on your own. So I really want to make sure that you guys have the time to do it. So once you've done this portion with your books, please send me a 5 to 10 minute video, or do a write-up, a 2-page write-up if you can, about what happened once you did this and what came up for you. Now, for some people, this portion is extremely hard. Even addressing emotions or even finding out what emotions they are is hard for them. So if you and I need to do a one-on-one call based on this, then please let me know, because this part is huge. This is such a vital session, and I really, really want you guys to get all that's out of it, okay? So the notes tell you how to fit it in, and then once you've done all of that, I want you to go to this next page, the forgiveness page, and I want you to do the 5 steps to be carried out with feeling and emotion. So number 1, after you've done all of your self-releasing, I want you to go in and say, I'm ready to forgive myself. So number 1, forgive yourself. I forgive myself for allowing feelings to interfere in my life. Number 2, I forgive others. Forgive anyone that may have caused you harm, and anyone that you may have caused harm to. Number 3, give the other person permission to forgive you. I allow others to forgive me. Maybe you didn't even know what you did wrong to somebody, and it's caused issues, and you don't even know about those issues. Number 4, see the good in the situation. You got to learn the lesson that this situation taught you. And then finally, number 5, be thankful. Be thankful for this experience and the lesson it taught you. Now, that's the last portion that we're going to do online. The next part, to get your final signature in your book, you need to witness a demonstration. So please contact me to witness an emotional release demonstration, and we'll get that scheduled. Thank you, guys. Please keep me updated on how your self-releasing goes, and please stay in touch, okay? It's a really great big deal, and I'm proud of you for coming along this far. Have a wonderful day. Bye.